What's going on, you guys? It is your boy JoshXBarber back with another video. Welcome back to the channel. Today I have a crazy tutorial for you guys. I'm going to be giving my guy some waves and fixing this hairline of his. If you guys are new to the channel and you're not subscribed, please make sure you guys go down and smash that subscribe button and click the notification bell on for me. I got a dope tutorial. Let's get right to it. So we're going to be knocking his hair down to a number 2 guard with the lever all the way closed, going with the grain. And then we're going to hit his crown area with a number 3 guard with the lever closed. And as you guys can see, my client has some waves popping right underneath that bulk. We're going to make sure that we get those right throughout the video. And as you guys can see, after I cut, I make sure that I comb the hair. This is going to lift the hair up off the scalp to make sure that I'm cutting all the hair that's within a number 2 guard's length, so I can have the hair even all the way around the head. So after we got done combing and cutting his hair and everything, we left it like a little poofy. So I went over his head and did a light brush session just to get his hair to all lay down so I can see his growth pattern and just get ready for this fade. So we're going to be giving him a high taper fade. Right here I'm using my Babyliss Snap FX trimmers with my blue FX blade on it. These are one of my favorite trimmers right now to use. I'm setting in that bald line. I'm going to be using my black FX FX1 clipper for the fade, and I'm going to be going up about a ½ inch with no guard on with the lever all the way open for my next guideline. And then once we get the guideline set in, I'm going to drop down and close the lever all the way closed and hit the bottom of the guideline just to soften it and open it about halfway to blend it out. So for the next guideline, I'm going in with my 1½ guard with the lever all the way closed, and I'm going up about another ½ inch, just creating this fading zone that I can fade down from. So right after that guideline is set, I come in with my 1 guard with the lever all the way open, and I'm just hitting the bottom of that guideline that I set, not going up as high as I did with the 1½ closed. And we're going to be creating a transition. And after I soften that line a little bit, I'm going to come down with the lever all the way closed and just hit the bottom of the same guideline. And as you guys can see, it's going to start softening as we go down in guard size. And right here, that ½ guard is going to top it off and just make that blend how I want it to look. So we're going to go into our next part of the taper. This is going to be the highest guard I use. I'm using my number 3 guard with the lever all the way closed. And we're just going to fade down from here. I use the number 3 guard just to connect the taper with the bulk on top. And then right now, you guys see me using the number 2 guard with the lever all the way open. And then I'm just blending right into that number 3 guard area. And after going in with the number 2 guard open, we drop down to the number 2 guard closed, as you guys see right here. So the area that we're in right now basically is where I start to blend the taper fade in entirely. I have my 1½ guard on again, blending right into that number 2 guard area that we just left off. And then I'm going to drop down and close the 1½ guard. And technically the blend is already complete. I just have to do a lot of detail work. So for the rest of this side taper, I'm going to be doing a lot of detail work, coming in with a lot of guards that you guys seen me use throughout the whole fade process. So right here I'm picking out his beard. We're about to get ready to do the beard fade. Usually on the beard fade, I start with my clipper and I go in with no guard on with the lever all the way open, and then I blend out that guideline, and then I go from the biggest guard that I can use on the beard and I fade up into that bald area. And that's usually how I do my beard fade. It's just like doing a taper. It's just the opposite. The hardest part is just finding the biggest guard to use, because you don't want to cut a gap into the top of the beard. So let's start on this neck taper. I'm using my Babyliss Snap FX trimmers again, setting in that bald line. Make sure that we keep it parallel all the way across and it's even, so we can have an even taper. And we back with my Babyliss clippers with no guard on, with the lever all the way open, and I'm going up about 1/2 inch. And as I'm setting in this guideline, you guys are going to notice I changed the direction and angle of my clippers, because sometimes people's hair grows differently and you have to make sure that you cut all the hair evenly. And then I drop down to the lever all the way closed, and then I open it halfway just to blend out that guideline. So we're going to be fading his neck taper similar to how we did the side taper. I'm starting with my 1.5 guard with the lever all the way closed. Then I come right behind that 1.5 closed with my 1 guard with the lever all the way open, which blends right into that perfectly. We're not going up as high as we did. We just want to create a transition. So we just want to kind of touch at the bottom of the guideline to create room for the 1.5, for the 1 guard open to create its part of the transition. And then we're going to drop down to our 1 guard with the lever all the way closed. And you guys are just going to see it just soften as we fade. And as you guys seen, before we even picked up the 1/2 guard, which I'm using right now, the fade was already starting to come together, and the 1/2 guard just finishes it off. So we have a slight tuft area right here. Usually that's where people tie their do-rag up, so it causes like a little crease in their head. And you want to make sure that you've blended out. Sometimes it's hard to put a nice blend, but I'm using my number 3 guard just to soften it up a little bit to create some transition room. And then I'm going to come down with my number 2 guard with the lever all the way open. And then we're going to close the lever all the way closed. And it's just going to see a transition kind of come together. And I'm making sure that I comb the hair. I really want to manipulate the hair and get the hair to fall where I want it to fall, so I can cut it how I want it to be cut. And I come behind that number 2 guard with my 1.5 guard. And right here, we're just going to do a lot of detail work to get this fade to come together for the rest of the neck taper. So once I was done with all the fading, I went and applied some mousse to his hair, and I applied the do-rag and kind of added some heat so it can lay down nicely. And we're about to go right into this hairline. Now it's time to apply the hairline to this cut and make it pop even more. In the beginning of the video, I don't know if you guys noticed, but one side of his hairline raised a little bit higher. My client was telling me that people usually have a hard time saying that his hairline is too off, but we made sure that we got him right, and this thing is going to come out so crispy. And that taper is coming out so nice with that line added to it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, man. This thing's coming together real nice. So after lining up everything else with the trimmers, I'm going to do the top of the beard with a razor. I'm adding some shaving gel right here, and we're just going to make a nice line. I can be real accurate with this razor, man. It's going to look so dope. You guys, this is how my client walked into the shop. He said, man, I came all the way from Virginia. It's my birthday weekend and I need you to get me right. So y'all know your boy had to get him fresh. But without further ado, this is the cut. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this haircut, and make sure you guys leave a thumbs up on this video if you guys love the video, and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and click that notification bell. We made sure we got my dog fresh for his birthday weekend. He definitely loved it. Make sure you guys follow me on all platforms too at JoshXBarber. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.